Welcome to this edition of Hindsight is Horrifying, the show where three mostly normal and somewhat cynical adults discuss life as members of the TV generation. Now here are your hosts, Darth Jada, Jason Mitchell, and Adam B.
Hey everyone.
We're back!
After a very, very long hiatus. Ooh. Although actually the audience won't really know that because I posted 2 videos within the past week, so...
And we've been releasing episodes this entire time.
It's been a while since we've been here, I'll put it to you that way.
And you'll notice that we haven't really stuck to a specific theme as far as seasons. Because we just released Army of Darkness this past week, and it's December.
Well, I just took off the Halloween thing, and it wasn't a Halloween movie anymore. It was just a movie.
Now, Jason and Jade, I'm going to take your word for it that you can hear me. I can hear nothing through this headset.
Oh, we can hear you very well, actually.
Oh, you can. Something's happening.
How's that?
Are you working the board?
How's that?
Oh my God.
Oh, so much better.
The things that excite you.
Yes.
Actually, and I have got something I need to say to the audience. And while I'm doing that, Adam, if you would just get up and turn that camera, just pan it just a hair that away.
Which one? The one right there I'm pointing at? Or this one?
That one right there.
Okay, let me do this. Hold on.
Okay. So
Sing for your supper, Adam.
We have a very special little moment here. Adam's crossing right there. There we go. There we go.
You can see his contour.
There you go. Look at that.
Better?
Yeah, that's going to work a lot better.
Oh, my.
We have a special little moment on the show because I recently went on a vacation. And as you know, when we go on vacation, we buy gifts for each other.
Just abroad recently?
I was abroad.
And he brought one with him.
Yeah. Now, the first gift I have, there's actually 2 of these, one for each of you, and I don't know which to give to you, which to give to which, okay? Because as you know, in Florence, which is where we were in Italy, Florence is the home of one of the greatest works of art. I mean, there's art everywhere, but one of the most...
The Machine?
Does it involve breasts?
No, it doesn't involve breasts. Michelangelo's possibly greatest statue, though, the David,
Yes,
is at the Gallery Academy there.
Okay.
And you can't go to Florence without seeing Michelangelo's David. And I thought, what a perfect souvenir would be some sort of representation of Michelangelo's David. So now I got 2, and I got 2, and they are both different. So you're going to have to fight and figure out which one you want. The first one
is it part of wedding tackle?
This one.
Oh no!
The meat and 2 veg. I'll take the veg.
Oh my God!
I must have it. Oh.
So I think I like I said, you guys, talk amongst yourselves. That is one of the finest works of art.
Which penis do you want to take, Mr. Brown?
Well,
Play with your cock and balls.
I'm okay with the refrigerated version because it will go on my refrigerator.
Well, this is also a refrigerator magnet.
but if you look at the size, this is a little colder.
Yeah, that one is definitely
the summer David.
Yeah,
I've got the winter
let's
David.
See it. Let's see real quick so we can just hold up to the
yes.
to the audience. You see,
Christ
it is.
on
It's this one's much more dramatic, I think.
Well, I mean, go big or go home.
Yeah, exactly. Notice them just the quality of the pubic hairs on here. I mean, Michelangelo just I mean, and the scrotum, you just feel like you could cup it.
And the foreskin is so beautifully
I know
fashioned.
it's just the man was literally a genius.
Yes. Now, have you ever seen one like that before? Sorry.
I'm not
Only
giving
once
you
in
visuals
Rome.
into my sex life.
I
I'm simply
love it.
not.
Now, the other thing,
Handle this.
one of the other things that Florence is known for, Firenze is known for, oddly enough, is Pinocchio.
Really?
Pinocchio is from Florence.
Geppetto.
Yeah.
Ends in a vowel.
Three-dimensional.
No. This one is, I saw this, Jade, and I thought of you.
Oh, Lord.
I'm a real boy.
I don't know what it is.
Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a top. I don't know if it's a magnet. I don't have a clue.
No, that's
That
not
might be a
necessarily-
magnet.
It might be, but
Yeah.
it's very tiny for a magnet. But do you want to show it to the camera?
Well,
see,
it's not going to
this is-
satisfy her, that's for
Yeah,
sure.
this is
How do you know what satisfies me?
Pinocchio. Did you eat the cookies? It's okay. I won't be mad. And
You guys, this is the best.
And Mr. Brown, because you have often commented, you've admired my pencil sharpener. Now you have one of your own.
Do you know how much I need a pencil sharpener?
And now you have it.
And this one's... I love it.
Because this man still writes in number 2 pencil on a regular basis, you guys. No joke.
I use number 2. Yes.
Now,
look, they're comparing. And Pinocchio wins.
Pinocchio wins.
I think.
Pinocchio
Wait, put Pinocchio's head on that. There you go. There you go. That's modern art.
Ruined.
That's modern art. Now, and then I do have one last thing, Jade. Because I got those for you guys, and I saw this, and I said I have to get this for Jade.
Oh no!
Because apparently in Italy, specifically in Rome, they're apparently huge fans of Bob's Burgers. And there were.
I can smell the excitement.
There were
already.
little representations of Teddy.
I've never seen Teddy.
Now, it's weird because they put the name Francis on it, but...
It looks a lot like Teddy.
Hey, Bobby.
We call him Frank.
His name is Bob Burgers.
So, they love him, but for some reason they don't call him Teddy. They call him Franciscus. I don't know. It's weird.
That's where he got his guinea pig's name.
Okay.
Francis.
There you go. That's what that's from. You know, I figured it was like in translation, the Italians translated the show different. Teddy maybe didn't translate, so they call him
Teddy's
Francis.
his middle name.
Yeah.
But, he didn't want to sound, too stuffy and old when he was growing up, so he decided to go by his middle name.
Well, and
Theodore.
it's weird because apparently they also, maybe there's like an episodes that we don't have here where he has kids because they call him like Il Papa. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. It's odd. But anyway, I saw that and I thought.
Potato?
I thought.
Well, he is Catholic. He may have fathered many children.
There you go.
Or done something to many children.
So that those are the gifts. Those are it. Those are.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Thoughtful.
You're very
Yes,
welcome.
You must travel more often.
And you notice I resisted the urge to get another shot glass with boobs. They had them. They had them.
What, you don't want to build on your collection?
But anyway, we need to talk about the festive pile of joy, the bucket of festive.
It's Elves, for goodness sake.
You picked it. You tell us what it's
why don't
about.
You tell us
I'll
all
tell you
about it.
exactly how I picked this. I knew we needed a movie, and we needed it fast. So I went to the computer, and I said, what are the worst Christmas movies ever? And this came up number 1. And I said, Elves? Well, I love the movie Elf. Oh, no, this is Elves. It's plural. And then I read the narrative about it, and it was about a master race of Nazi elves were being breeded, and I said, I'm in.
Like you do.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
I'm in.
Just about to say it.
Because
we
I
share a
want to
brain.
see what Goose Steppin' Heil Santa elves are like. And so I had to watch the movie, and I got to tell you, as we walk through it, we'll have some pretty good descriptions of what's going on.
Curiosity killed the cat, Adam.
It's interesting because it's called Elves. There's exactly
there's
one elf.
Well, that was their goal was to make
I was
more.
about to say.
Sadly,
So-
yeah.
failed.
So before we get too far along in the episode, we of course have to do the synopsis, which is a department store Santa Claus, Dan Haggerty, discovers a neo-Nazi plot to mate a nice girl, Julie Austin, with an elf in
She's not
Colorado.
a nice girl. She's a complete bitch.
Well, and he's not the department store Santa Claus either. She calls him Santa, but he's not the guy who plays the department store Santa.
He is. He gets hired after the first one gets fired.
Well,
No, after the first one
gets-
gets murdered.
Gets murdered. Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, but he only does it in one scene when the little kid pees on him.
Oh, that's right.
That's it.
yeah,
That's
you,
that.
you already forgot. How could you forget this movie?
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
in
subsequent viewing kind of movie. You need to
I'm
watch this a
in
few times to let it all sink in.
Deep denial. So, what's interesting about this is the beginning makes no sense. I mean,
No.
the movie as a whole makes no sense.
The beginning
but-
is totally irrelevant and pointless and
Well,
didn't need to
because
be there.
There are 3 teenage girls out in the woods in the middle of the night, and
Of
they're
course.
trying to perform a pagan ritual, like you do. And one of them cuts open her hand.
But are they? Are they actually trying to perform a ritual? Like,
trying to perform a ritual out of the granddaughter's come to find Nazi grandfather.
yes.
He's got some sort of tome from the Third Reich, and they're trying to perform some sort of ritual.
And she had a dream that she had Nazi boobs.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That was
Schwastika nipples.
yeah.
We call
That
them.
was a thing. They did that.
That's why I was texting you about and she hadn't seen it yet. And I'm like, ooh, swastika boobs. She's like, what the hell are you talking about?
Adam, did you have another stroke?
Swasta boobs.
And let everyone know that they don't have to pay a cent to watch this.
Yeah. By the way, this movie is available on YouTube. The whole movie is available.
Wow, I just made a boob joke, and you guys completely missed it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no,
we were talking free because I'm Jewish, and that's why I was a little offended by this movie.
I can't remember the name of the director because I don't care. But I did look him up on IMDb, and he actually did do a movie called Firehead, which I've seen.
Ooh, okay.
It's a terrible, terrible movie.
Oh, and
it actually, the fact that he directed that movie kind of helped this, because Firehead's biggest flaw is that it's dull. Just boring.
This movie's far from dull.
This movie's not dull, and in a weird way does hold together.
What?
Like, it's terrible. It's absolutely awful. But
we've got Critters camera going on right now.
Yeah.
Because I got a strong Critters vibe from this movie because, like you said, off camera, Adam, the one elf that there is, he's not very fast. He's not all that deadly unless you're just slow enough for him to, stab you enough in the nutsack to die.
And he needs spectacles, clearly, because his vision is blurred.
So what kind of master race is he really going to generate?
Well, if his vision is blurred, clearly he's a master baiting race because, you get...
Did he have hairy palms?
He had hairy palms and bad eyes.
Yeah. That's what happens, kids.
And, I can't see a thing.
Yeah.
It's my problem.
Yeah, I know. I got razor burn on my hands.
Quit touching me with those hairy palms. Oh, God. Anyhow.
But didn't he slap her, really hard for taking the book?
The grandpa,
right in the face.
Yeah.
So apparently
just like we used to in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, the rule of the household is that, so they live with the grandpa and the mom, the two kids, and we'll talk about the little brother in a minute. Oh, God. But so the teenage girl lives with her grandpa and her mom, but there's a twist to that aspect of the story. And the grandpa's a Nazi, but...
so obviously a Nazi.
But my question is, if it was his plot and the other Nazi's plot to bring the elf to life, did they manipulate the girls into doing the pagan ritual? Because it was her blood falling on the ground that got the elf out of the ground in the first place.
It was pure serendipity.
It was destiny. Mm-hmm. It was destiny.
A torch of destiny.
And a note real quick, if you're wondering if the movie's cutting out at points, it's not. It's just that this movie is actually filmed darker than the movie The Dark. And
How can they find San Francisco in the fog?
Yeah, anytime they're not being lit for an interior, you can't see anything.
That's true.
I
actually had to turn lights on in my house in order to see this movie better.
It's crazy. But we should talk about the two big stars, because there are two huge stars. One is especially huge.
Yes.
Yes, quite literally.
Dan Haggerty, ladies and gentlemen, of Grizzly Adams fame.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Who was apparently paid in cigarettes.
Yeah, he couldn't stop smoking, but he never inhaled.
Yeah, he would
You just noticed that little pufferoonie.
You can still get cancer that way, kids, just so you know.
Yeah, but it's it was weird because I had the same thought, they're making it a real point that he's always got cigarettes. You see him with a carton of cigarettes. He's always smoking.
He's kind of
when he's reading the book, he's he has to take a cigarette out.
He's kind of like Ricky from Trailer Park Boys. I don't know if you guys know that show, but there's one character that literally always has a cigarette in his mouth. There's one with constantly, he has a drink in his hand.
By the way, I had that turtle shirt.
Oh, God, this little pervert ruined the Ninja Turtles for me because, hindsighters, the teenage girl is taking a shower and her little brother is sneaking in to stare at her.
Yeah.
And he says something to the effect of I saw your big boobies and I'm going to tell everybody at school about it. I'm like, dude, don't go telling people that you're peeping on your own sister.
We all knew
disgusting.
that kid. Yeah, we knew that kid in school, and you always went, he's going to be in the news one day.
Yes.
I want to talk about the family dynamic, so we need to go ahead and just rip one of the Band-Aids off. Well, let's talk about the other star. Dan Fogarty plays
Haggerty?
Haggerty. Sorry.
He likes Creedence Clearwater.
Sorry.
Clearly.
Sorry. I kept doing that.
And the weird thing is, I thought Dan Haggerty died shortly after this movie was shot.
Well, let's find out.
And I looked it up. he lived to 2016.
Yeah.
Ripe old age for like mid to late 70s.
Yeah.
And a person of that smoking habit and that build
Obviously,
usually doesn't live to be that long. But he did all right. But he was caught with apparently a lot of blow, and I think that in the 80s.
Hey, Santa's got to let it snow, Adam.
That's right. Well, there was a scene when the old Santa was doing blow. Just
Yeah,
before he
the
got
first small
stabbed
Santa is a cokehead, and he hits on teenage girls and feels them up when they go and tell Santa what they want for Christmas. This whole movie is just riddled with perverts.
It is pervy.
Yeah, it's not. It's
no
not
wonder you suggested it. No.
It's not exactly a sexploitation movie because there's only a little bit of nudity.
I'm not sure I agree with that because we'll get to this scene in a minute.
The other star, I don't think that was a body double.
No, I don't think so. No, you see her head at the same time.
Yes, I know.
When she's dying in the bathtub, I mean, it's clearly her.
Yes.
And just imagine just the level of indignity of get in the water and then flail around nude like you're being electrocuted, and we'll film it and show it to people.
And then, of course, she was talking to her agent. How much do I get paid? Do you know that was like 1/10 of one episode of Land of the Giants?
What was her name?
Aids?
Joanna Lund.
Joanna Lund, not Joanna Lumley.
Lumley, no, but Joanna Lund, knockout, by the way, and a part of one of my favorite shows, which I thought was a multi-season show by Irwin Allen called Land of the Giants, but turns out it was only one season.
Was it just one? I thought it was two.
Maybe two, but it wasn't a full 26 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You don't need to worry about that being rebooted. There's not going to be a Land of the Giants cinematic universe.
But, what did you say her name was, Adam?
Joanna Lund.
Joanna Lund. So she's a raging bitch in this film, hindsight.
Yeah.
And for no apparent reason. So she tortures the hell out of her teenage daughter. So first of all, the little brother sees the elf out of his window and gets scared by it. The mom makes the assumption that it must be her daughter's damn cat running around. And Agamemnon. So she murders the cat and buries it in the yard.
Grotesque way.
Yeah, drowns the cat in the bathtub, right?
In the toilet.
In the toilet.
Even worse. Less dignity there.
That's when I started yelling at Adam over text message.
Oh, and I love the scene when they're walking, when Dan Haggerty's walking into the store and the Casio band is playing because they obviously couldn't afford any music, so it's very much a 1980s. Just went to Kmart and bought a Casio and is playing.
They could have gotten Mr. Brown to play horn outside of that department store for that movie. Missed opportunity. Casting director.
I was actually deep underwater when this was being shot. Otherwise, I would have been gunning for that lead role. the elf.
The movie.
Oh my God.
The biggest problem with the movie.
You want to stab a department store Santa in the balls?
Yes, I always have wanted to. And
everybody kind of wants to.
A little.
It didn't just stab him. I mean, he cut it off.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the cop says something along those lines.
And it being...
that might have been in the novelization. I don't know.
It being his...
Yes.
Yeah, that thing.
But the principal flaw of the movie is that it's way too long.
Oh, God, yeah.
It is. It's like, give me a break, guys. This movie did not need to be...
2 hours long. It's like an hour and 40.
It's like an hour 40. Yeah, it's like an hour and 40.
Ridiculous.
And it feels like you're watching, something like Dances with Wolves length, because it just, going into it within 5 seconds, pretty much everything that's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
There's no surprise. The only twist, if you can call it a twist, is, you have the daughter who lives with mom and grandpa. Grandpa's a Nazi. He's obviously tied in with some secret Nazi plot, whatever. And mom hates daughter.
Yeah, for no reason.
Well, there is a reason.
Yeah.
What is it then? I must have missed it.
The twist, the fact that the grandfather isn't grandfather.
No.
They're almost half sisters.
Yeah, they're half sisters. They are half sisters.
Remember we had to do the math?
But why is that the daughter's fault?
She resents the daughter because she feels like she was violated by her father, and the result was this child, and she hates her.
So much rape.
Probably.
Oh my God.
Probably.
Yeah, it's the thing that takes the movie from to
Yeah, makes it pure cringy.
Yeah.
Now, the whole time I was watching this, I thought, okay, someone had to write this script. Someone had to say, let's make this a movie.
Yeah.
They had to have a casting agent, I would assume. They would cast people because clearly these were You know, they were A-minus list actors at one time.
I looked up on IMDb. Yeah, I looked up on IMDb and I went through a few of the names. There was like one guy who's done a lot of character acting work, and
the grandfather was in Escape from New York.
Yeah,
in the late 70s.
The good one.
Yeah,
the good one.
The good one.
And everyone else, they were pretty much in this director's other movie.
Oh, they were friends from college.
Yeah, there were a lot of these people were only in movies by this director. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, I've got to say, I'm not a big victim blamer ever, but if you're older than 16 and still sitting smack on Santa's lap, you kind of get what you get.
Yeah.
That's
well, she went there to fuck with him.
And he tried to fuck her.
Yeah, I mean, it
he starts sliding his hand up her skirt, and she shoves him, and she gets in trouble for that because doesn't she like slap him or something? And so
no, she gets in trouble because she's in the store uniform. And the manager's like, you can't be out here. You're wearing your store uniform.
Like
this
Disney
is for
World?
customers only.
Okay, but yeah, she gets in trouble for that, and then she's like, he tried to feel me up. Why is he not in trouble? And he's just like, get out of your uniform if you're going to act like this.
Because that's what Santas do.
Yeah. Also, I know you were
How
in
do you
Land of
know
the
this?
Giants, but we want you to shove a blanket with a pillow in it in a toilet, and make sure you get your hands all the way down in that toilet. How's that acting career working out for you? Huh?
What really sucks is that was the active toilet that they used.
That's
on
what.
set.
Yeah.
That was the set
We
toilet.
flushed it.
It's clean-ish.
So I was Googling Joanna Lund, and you know,
Is that what the kids are calling it?
like they do? Yeah, they'll go to these various conventions. You know,
Like
so
Dragon Con.
They had a video of her at Dragon Con along with the African American actor, and you know, she tells the story. I'm sure she told it a dozen times. How did you get cast in Land of the Giants? Well, I was just doing a picture with Frank Sinatra.
Ooh.
Frank Sinatra. And Irwin Allen saw that, and he said, I have to have her star in my TV show.
Aww.
Now, my question is, what happened
Yeah.
to make sure to
What
seal the
went
deal?
so horribly
I didn't-
wrong?
But you know, here's a woman who is, at that time, she was probably in her 70s, and just still name dropping.
Mm-hmm.
It just breaks my heart.
Well, I mean, that's the thing when you have that one moment of, you know, this was the movie. I was in a movie with Sinatra, and it's like you're constantly going to be trying to relive that by telling the story. Because when I tell that story, it's like it's happening again.
Right.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
And I can forget all of the years since then.
Well, I think of the business of acting. It's almost like the Titanic. Everyone jumps into the water and they're fighting to survive,
Yeah.
right? And only one or two survive. And they survive and they do something amazing. Once they do something amazing, they're thrown right back
Yeah.
into the water again.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's this woman 20 years later after leading and doing work with Frank Sinatra in this.
And you have to wonder, could she have said, okay, I did a movie, had some success, got a little bit of name recognition. What I'm going to do is TV and theater, and I'm going to go small screen, you know, because I have this sense that a lot of them keep wanting to get back on the big screen.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, that was when the big screen was where the money was. These days, I mean, that trend has completely changed with streaming and television because actors discovered that if they became a series regular on TV, that they get to keep their family in one place for a prolonged period of time. Like they get a regular paycheck. So.
you know who should have played this cop?
I'm a barefoot cop.
Oh, you know.
And you know,
He looks like Ted Turner.
glaring oversight. Who should have played the cop?
Okay.
Adam West.
Oh my God! And he has played a cop.
Oh
in,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
campy
He
TV
has
shows.
played this exact part a few times. Zombie Nightmare. He was the cop in Zombie Nightmare. Yeah.
But before we leave your story about Joanna Lund, I kind of would prefer that kind of an attitude from an actor who's still excited to name drop in their older years, as opposed to like the Wallace Shawns of the world, who you mentioned Dragon Con. I saw him there several years ago.
Oh,
and
no. What
he was-
happened?
Well, he was there for a Toy Story panel. And as many of you know, he plays Rex in Toy Story. So I went to the panel and they were like, all right, listen, Mr. Shawn does not say inconceivable. He's not going to do that. No Princess Bride questions. Like,
Oh, too
be
bad.
cool. No, but that was fine. So I softballed him a question when I got to ask mine. And I said, so, Mr. Shawn, are you Team Woody or Team Buzz? And he goes, oh, those movies were like 30 years ago. I don't know. And I was like,
Oh.
it's a Toy Story panel. What did you think you were going to be talking about?
Yeah.
And he was just so over it and clearly didn't want to be there. And I was just like, dude.
Well, the thing is I am a firm believer. If you have a formula of something that works well, enjoy it.
Stick with it.
Don't denigrate it.
Go full space
exactly.
Dad, just like Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Yeah, own it. Well, it's the Shatner thing. You know?
Big time.
Yeah, I mean, Shatner, we cared that William Shatner went to space. We actually gave a damn that Shatner went to space.
Oh, people tuned in for that. They was so excited.
And that's because Shatner said, okay, I'm Shatner, I'm going with it.
Yeah.
You know? And to this day, people are like, oh, we want to see something with Shatner in it. You know, Shatner's going to do a movie? I'll go watch it. You know,
even those who hate The Big Bang Theory probably tuned into that one episode that he was on it.
Yeah,
yeah, he's a draw, and he also comes to Dragon Con, and he's one of the most expensive of all the autographs.
Oh, I can imagine.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like $100 for an autograph.
Yeah,
yeah.
I got a free autograph from William Shatner.
I remember.
Yeah, I've told you.
You haven't told this story in a while. Go for it.
That when I was a kid, and I have no idea. This might have been at the dawn of the internet, which is how I might have gotten this information. But I saw an article somewhere where they said if you want an autograph from a celebrity, send it to their agent. Send something to their agent with a note saying, I'd like an autograph. Odds are you're never going to see it again.
In a self-addressed envelope.
Yeah, in a self-addressed stamped envelope.
A SAS.
Yes.
Which I didn't know what that meant. What is SASE? What is that?
So
I know, because I write your mom all the time.
So, I sent a baseball card. Like it was a Star Trek, but it was a baseball card size with a picture of Shatner from an episode of the original series, and I sent it in with a letter saying, Mr. Shatner, I'd love to get an autograph. Thank you very much. Please and thank you. And a few weeks later, I get this manila envelope in the mail, and it has he's autographed the picture.
Aww.
And there's like a letter in there that's like a form letter that he apparently sends to people who send in asking for autographs. And he, at the time, was doing this charity thing where it was like a charity horse auction. And so he had like this thing like, and there's this, we're doing this to benefit whatever charity it is. So he had a little bit of publicity thing in there.
Aww. And
I went, how fucking awesome. That is, I still have that picture in a frame. It's at my parents' house. But Shatner, class act, sent him it. Got the autograph.
That's awesome.
No one else sent it back. No other celebrity sent it back, but Shatner did. Shatner.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do good by your fans. Celebrities were the reason you are where you are.
Well, when the internet was relatively young, I was poking around, and there was some event that
which is a very old sentence.
It is an old sentence now, but Yvonne Craig had put her email address. You know who Yvonne Craig is? Yeah,
I do know.
Yeah.
Batgirl from the original series.
Cool.
I sent her an email, and she wrote me this lovely email back.
That's awesome.
See,
and of course, my computer crashed, and I lost it. But I said, because I loved.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Loved Yvonne Craig.
I can't imagine why.
You can hear my jingles jingling right now, but. Yes, go ahead.
Your jingles jingling. I love stories like that. And Tom Hanks did something similar where a little girl who was a big fan of his wrote into him. He sent her a typewriter, and she started writing and now has a successful career at it, apparently. Something akin to that. I don't know if she writes scripts or what she does, but she writes on that typewriter.
You know what we should do?
Tell me.
We should each pick a celebrity. Seriously, we should each pick a celebrity.
Charles, Mabel, and Oliver contact the celebrities.
Because we can go on IMDb Pro, and I can get their agent's address. We should just try it. Each one pick. I'll send one.
Are we picking our celebrities now?
I'm just off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of.
We can end the episode with it. I was about to say
Steve Martin.
Okay.
Selena Gomez.
The young girl that plays with them.
Selena Gomez.
Yeah, I know. I'm just making.
I think Martin Short might be a maybe. The other two, I'm thinking no. I was thinking Danny Pudi from.
Alison Brie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Jeff.
Joel McHale.
Writing to Joel McHale.
To Joel.
Let's do that. We will send something to all three. I'll find their agents' names, and we'll find something that we can send them to autograph.
I'm in for that.
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, no harm, no foul.
And on that note, we do need to take a break, so we will be back in about 1 second. And we're back.
Hello.
It's good to be back.
And we have zoomed ahead a bit because we're at the second half of our show. So regardless of the movie, it's an hour.
But we can't skip over this horrible scenario.
This is one of my favorite scenes here.
Yeah. So what happens eventually is that the plot of the evil bad guys in the movie becomes clear. They are Nazis. They have plotted to create an elf
master race
who will have sex with a pure virgin and then give birth to the master race.
Yeah.
Because they will be super soldiers
somehow,
even though they walk about 1 mile an hour. They just stab people with penknives. They have bad vision and hairy palms.
And apparently they'll never get anything done if they're doing what Adam says they do.
Yeah, and
they might be well endowed.
Yeah, I mean they could be.
To be said for
hey,
that.
Dynamite comes in little packages.
Well, they have to have magic genitals because she got. Well, we'll get to that part at the end. But the movie goes off on this long-ish plot
kind of
thread
tangent.
Where Dan Haggerty is doing this,
investigation.
He's investigating.
Well, because we didn't explain this. He's an out of work cop.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's a cop.
I forgot. His addiction to either alcohol or drugs or both got him kicked off the force.
Ho-hos.
Because
Twinkies. Yeah.
Because at one point another cop shows up and he's like, "Man, you were the best one on the force. Why'd you have to throw it all away?" And of course, that's so 80s. Like,
I know.
it
Yeah.
hurt.
You were the best, man. You had it all.
You are the lethal weapon. But so yeah, Dan Haggerty's the only one who kind of. He witnesses the elf in the mall, and so they don't believe him either. So the department store head is just like, dismissing the girl and saying, "Oh, you didn't see an elf. You just got scared, you hysterical little girl." And then Dan Haggerty is like, "No, she saw what she saw." And he was like, "Oh, you're a drunk. Get out of here." And so
she saw what she saw.
because the girls are in the mall.
Didn't inhale.
And this is where my vitriol toward Adam really kicked into high gear.
More
because
than normal.
The girls are in the mall and they're like having a little
Department store.
Oh, department
store.
Sorry,
yes.
They're like multiple stores. But anyway, they're in the department store, excuse me, and they're, stealing stuff like Elf, and they decorate it for Christmas. And they jump on the tree and fall over. But there are 3 tents set up in the sporting goods section, and so apparently the plan is to have 3 local boys come and join them to have sex in the department store.
Yeah, and they are going through an incredibly elaborate plan to set up an environment where 3 teenage boys will bone them. And the whole time I kept thinking, you could really just do this anywhere, and
you could go out to the woods and actually have
none
some
of this is necessary.
To be romantic.
Okay, yeah.
In a tent in a department store. Come on, tell me that would
that's
be
like
fun.
Shakespeare.
I mean, that's how I lost my virginity, obviously. And you guys didn't.
Me too.
Losers. But yeah, so the line there is, "Kirsten, you're not really going to do it, are you? With those guys, forget it. I'm saving it for someone special." But how do you stop them? Just say no. It scares the hell out of them and they don't know how to deal with it. "Oh, I'd rather just go through with it than get in a confrontation. It's easier." And I was like, Adam Brown!
Yeah.
Well, that's my kind of girl.
Executive produced by Bill Cosby. Yeah.
Did you pudding popper?
That's what I'm talking about. That's the way you handle a confrontation situation.
Neo!
Just give him a drink.
Just have a drink and then, let nature take its course.
Oh my God. But that's where I really...
Now wait, here's Joanna Lund. I didn't quite understand why she was covering herself.
No, I didn't get this
lipstick.
either. And then she smashes the lipstick on the mirror.
I think it's trying to paint a picture of she can't
Her
even...
internal torment?
Yeah, her internal torment and the fact that she's trying to make herself look pretty by putting on some makeup, but even that doesn't make her feel less sullied, I guess, for giving birth to her own sister.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were going for, but I might be lending way too much credit to this movie.
Nothing says elegant like big red lipstick all around your lips.
Well, and then she gets in the bathtub and she proceeds to take a dirty washcloth and she just keeps putting it on her face. And the whole time I'm just looking at it going, why do people take baths?
Well, in the 80s...
Why do people take baths? Take a shower.
In the 80s, all water was that of Flint, Michigan, including in Lethal Weapon, because remember how Danny Glover Glover's family bust in on him with a birthday cake, and you can't see anything because the
like,
water's cloudy.
Yeah.
It's like, how dirty was he? My God. It's same thing with the mom in this movie. She's nasty.
Yeah, except, of course, in this one, you can see everything because Joanna Lund...
Well, she's sitting above the water.
Yeah, Joanna Lund was paid to take her clothes off, and Dan Haggerty was paid to keep his clothes on. That was written in the contract at no point, Dan.
Yeah,
at no point.
He was like, "Oh, I can get shirtless if you need me
Nope.
to. We're good,
Nope,
Dan.
nope,
We're good." Oh, and this car just exploded.
Well,
for
now we know
no
why
reason.
the cigarettes were so important, because he was so desperate to get that lighter to work. He was pounding on the dashboard, and the dynamite that was very keenly implanted by the Nazis, the master race, right?
It's like an Acme plot on
just
behalf
fell
of
out.
Nazis.
Fell out. And then, of course, the Nazi comes to...
The ponytail Nazi,
Yeah.
who kills himself with a cyanide capsule.
Yep. Rather than be interrogated by Dan Haggerty.
Yeah, Dan Haggerty's just wailing on him. And what's hilarious here is Dan Haggerty, his interrogation technique is to punch him and ask him question after question after question. If I was being beat up, I would have to at some point go, wait, we have to go back to the first question. Or you have to give me a pen and paper because I can't do this.
It's like what Heath Ledger said as the Joker in the Chris Nolan Batman. He's like, don't start an interrogation with the head. The interviewee gets all fuzzy. Like, that's a bad strategy. So, yeah, you're right, Jason.
Yeah, and so Haggerty pieces together the plot of the Nazis, and he does this by going to terrible actors and asking them, what does this symbol mean?
And by going to
that's the symbol of an elf.
And by going to the local library.
Yes, he does.
Kids,
Yes.
there used to be an institution, an actual building that you could go into that had all these things called books and periodicals and reels.
I'm sorry, are you saying anything?
You can get lost in the world of books and periodicals.
There's a naked chick on the screen, so
now
I don't have
I am actually
anymore.
wondering if it was a body double.
I don't know. But I think when she's bouncing around... See, I thought I saw a little brassiere on when she came up above the water, but then when she's getting electrocuted and bouncing around in there, I think it's her bouncing around. Literally.
It's one of those mysteries that we will never get to the bottom of.
I don't.
Well, let's squint our eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming up because
concentrate real hard, boys.
You will be showing this to the audience, right?
Yeah, it's on the screen.
Oh dear God! So
it's probably going to get blurred though, just to let you know.
Because what's one of Adam's favorite things to say?
Oh no, I think we have to. I think the boobies we do.
Yeah, we don't do nudity on our show.
I know.
Not your tube.
Yeah,
that's not my tube. It's your tube, I guess.
The elf who is almost irrelevant to the plot.
Okay. Yeah, he's just running around like a gremlin.
No, because the elf just shows up every once in a while and kills someone, and
well, he becomes more relevant later when he actively tries to rape the girl.
Yeah, and let's let's
What's your question? Let's break it down.
She's cleaning her lipstick off.
So
because you always do that with a washcloth.
Of course.
Yeah, a dirty, filthy washcloth.
Now,
that's probably got a little bit of cat hair on it.
Even though this is going to be blurred by the
Agamemnon's
audience, let us study this scene. Oh,
because the elf throws a toaster.
No, I think it's a body double.
Yeah,
because you don't see her. You don't
it's
really
a body
see her
double.
as a whole. Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know. That was a quick enough shot.
I got to play that in slow motion. I don't know. It's kind of...
she's pretty naked, guys.
Yeah, that's
I'm not
her.
seeing a brassiere, but
that's
she
her.
got an extra $20 that day.
Oh my God.
That's just nice.
This is how the magic is made.
Patata.
Yeah.
Patata.
So the elf kills her.
Yeah, the elf murders her by throwing a toaster in the water.
And am I right?
That's her, because he killed her because she was going to be his mother-in-law, and he was heading it off at the pass.
Well, if she kills furry things, then that's
serious
just
question
smart.
though. Okay,
Yes.
is he killing because they said the elf is protecting her?
Well, and she's
to
terrible
bone
to her daughter, so maybe she's
So did he kill the Santa because the Santa?
Felt her up.
Is that what?
There must be. There's a depth to this film I did not even realize.
That's what I'm saying. I don't. And
There's a
and I swear to God, she's moving in the scene. I don't know if it's the lighting or what, but it looks like she's moving in this scene.
And somebody scribbled a swastika in blood on the bathtub.
Yeah.
Using what blood?
An elven swastika.
Yeah, an elven. Yeah, not a glyph, although it looks like one.
That it does, which we find out at the library.
So the Nazis don't want her to get killed.
Right, they have to preserve her.
They have to preserve her. They don't want her to have sex. She's got to be a virgin.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, good.
She's got to lose it to the elf.
So the elf.
So
Yeah.
So they want the elf and her together. Granddad/dad decides he's going to tell her how to kill the elf.
I'm my own grandpa.
Which is with a piece of plastic that's painted red.
Yeah, of course.
And he doesn't tell her how to use it
or why.
He just says, you'll know how to use it.
And
when the time comes,
there's
you'll know.
There's a lot of running home to get that, by the way.
Yeah, there's a shitload of that.
Way too long.
We were dancing for way too long.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure the movie out.
I don't break your brain on this movie. This cannot be the reason why your brain explodes. But Dan Haggerty finally has a one-on-one with Grandpa.
Yeah, this is the exposition scene.
Right, because Grandpa has now switched sides, and he's, like you said, he's trying to save his daughter/granddaughter. And the other Nazis get awfully peeved about that.
Yeah, they're put out.
Yes.
Well, their whole lives were devoted to this one objective, and he's wrecking it.
Was there any reason for that kid to be in the movie?
No.
Did he have any purpose other than that one weird scene where he saw her naked?
Now, what I was wondering is, who's the little boy's father?
I was wondering the same. I was wondering the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because the mom wasn't terrible to the son; she was just terrible to the daughter. So
I do
that's a great question.
I do love how the kid sees mom in the bathtub in the dark with the blood thing written on it. Is she okay? Dan Haggerty's like, yeah, she'll be fine.
She'll be fine, son. Don't worry.
She'll walk it off. Don't worry.
She'll be all right.
Don't worry,
We'll deal
Timmy.
with this within therapy.
Yeah. This happens to people all the time.
Well,
don't be so sentimental.
That kid's already peeping on his own sister, and maybe that was just an attempt at foreshadowing for the incest in their family.
He'll be in the sequel. You know, when
That's
they do
true.
the
Jaws the Revenge.
Yeah, it'll be like him, but like 43 years
He'll be
later.
the mall Santa at that point.
Wait a minute. How many years? 33.
This was in 87.
This was 89.
89. Okay, 33 years.
Okay, so he'd be about in his 40s.
Yeah, so he's in his 40s.
I'm 88 and I'm 34.
And the master elf will be 33.
Yeah.
And we need to make a sequel. I think we really need to. It's going to be better than this.
Timmy's going to grow up to be the mall Santa that fills up young girls.
Honestly, how hard could it be?
Come on, we can do it. And then at least they'll be able to say that the sequel was better than the original.
That's true.
How often does that
So are you going to be the dad grandpa? Is that what's happening?
No, it's going to be Elf in space.
Elf in space.
Shatner will be in it.
Was that Troll or that was Troll. Or was it Leprechaun? I think it was Leprechaun. They eventually did a Leprechaun.
The one with Jennifer Aniston?
That was the first Leprechaun.
Yeah, they eventually did a Leprechaun in space. Troll had
Here's the important
swastika
scene.
boobies.
Swastika boobies.
Yeah, you saw it here first.
Now will they be blurred out too, Mr. FCC?
We'll see. We'll see how the spirit moves me when
Will
I'm editing
FCC.
it.
If you blur it out, you must put the link to the YouTube movie and the timestamp of when they can watch that. Will you do that?
That I can promise you.
Thank you.
Yes,
That'll
that
be
I can promise
entertaining.
you.
Your perversion knows no bounds, does it?
So
No.
the way that the movie culminates.
Oh my God. Well played, sir. Well played.
The way the movie comes to an end.
The climax of the movie.
Yours was better.
It was deep.
Yeah.
It was a deep.
I don't know. That elf doesn't look like he's packing. I don't know how deep it could really go.
I don't know
he
if
didn't get within a foot of her, and she got pregnant.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I missed something. So I'm glad you said that, because the whole thing is Elf is going to do it with Virgin. Then they're going to have the master race baby, and somehow that's going to take over the world. Whatever. But she kills the elf by sticking the piece of plastic in the ground. And that causes
where she dropped the blood in the first place?
And it causes this like 25-minute sequence where they just blur the camera and things are rolling around and all that stuff. And it's like, oh, the elf is dead. And then they cut to a shot of a baby in utero.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty advanced.
Implying that he did impregnate her.
He did impregnate her. And who's about 30 years old with blonde hair and blue eyes that we know that could star as the overgrown elf, who's a part of our friends? His last name is Darby.
Oh my God. That is...
Wouldn't he be great?
He could play.
He would be the master race elf because he's stocky, he's strong, he's intelligent.
I'm sure he's going to appreciate the hell out of this.
He talks like an Austrian.
He does have the.
He does have the Schwarzenegger thing down. That's so true.
But no, the salient point is, seriously, how did he knock her up?
They actually have something.
I mean, I'm honestly asking the question.
Apparently, that's medically feasible.
How?
Because they even had, there was no elf involved, but they had a similar situation on Scrubs when, spoiler alert, JD knocks up his girlfriend. They never actually have sex because he like pulls out or something. But the fact that he climaxed near the area still got her knocked up.
Well, but did the elf ever? I didn't actually see.
That's what I'm saying, is that even if like he wasn't, in the village, as it were, the airstrike still landed.
So he just carpet bombed her, and then
Oh, maybe. You know what?
That's what I'm saying.
He could have hit her with napalm.
I mean,
Well, and if that's the master part of the master race, because
how
his sperm still
embarrassing!
finds
So
her
you mean that the master race elf prematurely?
and then the word ejaculation and the word premature came into the conversation.
How humiliating! If your only purpose in life is to have sex with this one girl at one time,
And you didn't even actively nail
make
her.
it there. Wow.
But he procreated. That was the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I suppose.
There was a bit of a courtship. I think he like stroked her hair a little bit, didn't he?
Maybe it's magic.
Is that what courtship is in your universe?
I
Hair
don't.
stroking?
You stroke the hair.
I don't know. I'm questioning.
God.
I'm questioning everything I know about where babies come from now, thanks to this movie.
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying I heard something similar on Scrubs, and I have been told that that's one of the most accurate depictions of a hospital. So apparently it's possible, but what?
We're three grown. We're three grown people.
A dirty toilet seat that the elf had soiled.
Or
desecrated.
Or maybe there was a whole B plot. Maybe they knew each other before. Maybe they had hooked up in the past.
That's true.
Maybe he was one of the boys coming to meet her at the mall.
Because he had a certain swagger. He had confidence.
He was definitely confident.
I mean, you've seen it. Like,
and he had a good sense of humor when he killed Joanna Lunn. He was kind of.
it was very Critters. He was just like giggling to himself while she's getting electrocuted in the water.
It was funny though, because when they were, he's like, 3 feet tall, right? And they're saying like, they've got to, do it. And I remember this story. I dated a girl who was going to be a veterinarian, and she told me the story once about she worked at a farm where they had horses, and there was this one horse, and he was very short, and she said, You've never seen anything so sad as watching this little horse going up to mares that clearly want to have sex. He just couldn't. He just can't get up there. And I just kept thinking of the climax of this movie with the elf trying to, but just like getting a stepladder out.
Well, for instance, gentlemen, y'all have met my dogs. The male is significantly smaller than the female, and yet he does try to mount her on occasion, and it's the most awkward damn thing you've ever seen in your life.
It's like, dude.
It's like watching Danny DeVito try to have sex with Brigitte Nielsen.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's probably a lot like Flava Flav trying to have sex with Brigitte Nielsen, because she's taller than everybody.
Alice and Janney.
Were they dating? They were in a
Flava
show
Flav
together.
and Brigitte Nielsen, they were in a relationship for a long time.
Wow, Flava Flav.
Yep. He always knew what time it was.
I see that.
I don't know what else. I don't know what else to say.
At the end of the movie. So Adam already sort of told us why he picked this godforsaken piece of cinema.
I will say that. I enjoyed watching it.
But I think we're all a little bit better after watching it.
Yes.
Right? Because we got an idea for a sequel.
Yeah.
1.
Oh, my.
2, we got to see Joanna Lunn in a way I had never seen her before.
Well, that's a benefit for you.
I had to use my imagination when I watched Land of the Giants.
Well, because this was back in the 80s, which, you had to work to, get access to porn back then, right, Mr. Brown?
You really did have to work. Yeah.
Cinemax, I mean, I probably saw this movie, but it was scrambled.
It was always scrambled.
Yeah.
You could listen to the sound and, look, there's a nipple. Yeah, it had
I swear that was a boob.
I unscrambled it at my house.
Yeah, that one asshole kid. It's weird. I don't know why your TV doesn't work. I did it at my house. Oh, is your TV Japanese? That's probably the reason.
That's why. They made an unscrambling mechanism in it. Shut up, Tommy.
See, here's the courtship. We're watching the courtship process.
Is this how you court your women, Mr. Brown?
Yeah, no. Does that mean yes?
With the couldn't and
Oh, look, see, his feelings are hurt.
He's so slimy.
He's gonna give her a gift.
Yeah, he must have climaxed, because where else did that slime come from?
So is that why he's laying down right now? He's like, taking a break?
Well, I just didn't understand.
He grabs a cigarette from Dan Haggerty.
Oh, God.
Oh, look, that's right. He offers her a large cockroach, right?
Yeah, he's trying to feed her.
It's a scarab. Here, eat this.
This is for you. It's like giving a girl flowers, but, it's a cockroach instead. So anyhow,
right.
I've got to give this movie a straight 5, fellas. Because I saw it for the first time this week, and, well, I think we all saw it for the first time very recently, so I guess this is just a perfect 5 all around, except I would love to give it an honorary -5.
Well, how about we all give it a 6, and we'll call it 666.
That had nothing to do with the pagan ritual.
Oh, I guess not.
It's not that kind of movie, Mr. Brown.
Nazis, satanic, I guess there's really no relation. But
But
Dan Haggerty lived long enough to at least tell him where the rock was. Do you think he died?
I don't...
Possibly.
Maybe.
He gets injured defending the girl, and she calls him Santa the entire time. That's the only thing that really has anything to do with Christmas, despite... so later she's like, come on, Santa, let's go. And he's like, my name is like Dave. And, and she's like, I prefer Santa. And I was just like, I bet you do. Nasty little thing.
Oh, my God.
She's a dirty virgin.
I know, it's not even over
yet.
If
you can find my penis, you can go to town on it. It's down there somewhere.
Start rooting around.
15 years.
I miss the little guy.
His little helper.
I stole that one. That's from Veep. Don't complain.
Okay. Well,
yeah, straight 5s.
Straight 5s.
Straight 5s all around. So thank you for this utterly emotionally scarring Christmas film, Mr. Brown. It certainly was
there are boobies, so there are young people out there. Our ratings for the 15 and under will go through the roof on this film.
Oh my God,
that's important. Yeah,
and apparently the 15 and over as well.
Yes.
Apparently, it doesn't matter what age you fellas are.
It doesn't, Jason. Does
No, I mean
it's timeless.
Yeah, it's timeless.
Yeah.
God.
It reminds us of a simpler time.
Yeah.
Back when women were property and property was cheap.
Hey, you said it. Not me.
Well, anyway, hindsighters.
Girl.
Thank you.
Even that sounds a little perverted, doesn't it?
Everything you say sounds perverted. But anyhow, hindsighters, thank you for joining us for this ridiculous romp of an excuse for cinema. This has been Darth, Adam, and Jason with Elves on Hindsight, and good night.